Hello, my name is Jan and I'm the head of new product development in DDM, and I'm excited to tell you how we in DDM understand the topic haptic in HMI systems. I have prepared 6 points for the webinar to give you an understanding of this topic. So let's start with the definition of the term haptic. The word haptic is based on the Greek language and it's per definition the study of the sense of touch. This includes all emotions, thoughts and impressions which anybody immediately comes through when he gets in touch with something touchable. In practice, however, this term is often used much more extensively in the HMI business. HMI is a short form from human-machine interface. The HMI history starts when the human starts to build machines, because every machine needs an interface to be set up and adjusted. Machines change year by year or over its generations, and the HMI system has to follow these changes. Over the last centuries, the machine gets more and more complex, and the HMI system has to change from a very simple system to a complex electronic device to control all the complex devices and functions. What doesn't have changed over these centuries are the human itself. We still have 10 fingers, 2 eyes and 2 ears. So that means as complex a machine might be in the future, at the end, it must be possible that this machine can be operated by a human. And that's the reason why it is so important to find the right haptic in your HMI. I would like to explain in this webinar what's behind it and how we deal with it in DDM, and illustrate it with some examples so that you have a better understanding of this topic and be able to make the right decision for your next concept, project or purchase. Let me illustrate the situation with some pictures why we believe that this topic is more important than ever before. When you are in an electronic market and you want to buy, for instance, a washing machine, dryer, oven or mixer, how does it work? You go to the electronic market of your choice, visit the showroom, read the main technical data from 3 to 5 models you are interested, check the price, and then you should make a decision. Which machine is the right one? You cannot cook, dry or wash in the market. So you begin to play with all elements you can interact. You open a door, you pull out a drawer, and for sure you will also test the HMI, the human-machine interface. And when the machine from your favorites are more or less the same, you will buy for sure this model, where you have the best user experience. You buy this model which gives you a good feeling and where your brain and heart told you, I like it. And this decision could happen within less a second. You couldn't tell your mind that you first should read the operating instructions. When it feels good, you love it. If not, you will leave it. And that's the reason why we think that the haptic of an HMI is, let me say, super important. So, what's all included in this haptic? So, first, we have the emotions. These are, let me say, the soft facts of an interaction. First, the surface finish. Is it roughly structured and easy to grip, or very smooth and therefore slightly slippery? This can be important, for example, for safety reasons. Second, the material and color. The right selection is very important to create the right look for the complete appliance. Should it be in the look and color from the whole solution, or should it be at contrast? Should it be in metal to create a cool touch effect, or must it be heavy to create a vulnerability? Third, the hard and softness. Should the surface have a soft touch painting to improve the touch grip, for example in case of sweaty hands? Or should you need a special rubber gripper to compensate, for example, vibrations? Fourth, the temperature. Should a knob be cold, or should it be an environment temperature, or hot? All these soft facts are very responsible for the feeling when you get only in touch with the appliance. And remember, a decision can be taken within an eyelash. The second important point is the feedback. The feedback represents more or less the hard facts, and it's typically tightly connected to the technical part of an HMI system itself. So let's start with the sound of a switching or operating action. With the sound, we understand the sound which will be generated when, for example, an encoder will be turned from one position to another. This sound can be very nature or well balanced, or on the other side, too loud, scratchy and annoying. Often, customer needs an acoustic feedback that the end user hears when he acts the device. The target is to find the right balance to the use case of your appliance. On a construction site, you need for sure stronger click sound than in the private household. Related to the sound is the acoustic. In special situations, for example in very noisy workplaces, it can be useful that the feedback for the switching operation will be strengthened by a vibration system located directly inside the knob. Or for very special solutions, it may be necessary to play a sound melody through a speaker. So, the limitations in acoustics are basically limitless. Next feedback system is the lighting. When you, for example, push a button and you receive as acknowledgement a green light, you feel good and safe because you know the job was done. But you can do even more with the light. You can show temperatures by using color gradient from blue to red. You can show an urgent action by using flashlights. You can show activity by using running lights. Or you can use a traffic light system to display your status. So light is really a very useful method to support and strengthen the feedback. When light is not enough, a screen with pictures or a video can help also with difficult feedback situations. You can display complex selections without using any written word. Sometimes a simple picture can tell you more than 100 words. You have no problems by using the appliance in different countries because everybody can understand a photo. If a photo is not enough, you can also play videos, which demonstrate you the selection with a small animation. So, pictures and videos helps you to boost up the simplicity also with complex settings. With our 582, for example, we have a complete HMI in one device. Encoder for navigation, push for selection, and a display to show pictures or videos to explain the settings. If you are more interested in this topic, please visit one of our next webinars or leave me a message. The next feedback system, movement of an actor, for example a knob. This is very important point, is the movement of an actor itself. Let me explain what I mean. So, when you turn a knob, you expect a clear movement, and in case when you interrupt the movement, for example when the phone is ringing, you should expect that the knob move back into the last detent position. Let me illustrate the situation. This graph shows what's typically happen when you turn a knob. The x-axis shows you the turning angle, the detent position. The y-axis shows the torque value. Let's start with the stable detent position. In this position, you expect a clear, stable position without any rotational wobbling, means the knob should be fixed without any movements. When you begin to turn the knob, you have to work against the detent system. We can say that you load the knob with rotational torque. But when you change your mind, stop the turning action, and when you release the knob in between position, you don't want to turn the knob by your own back to the detent position. This job should be done by the system itself. On the other side, when you turn the knob to the maximal torque position, you expect that the knob doesn't stay in this position. The changeover position should be a non-stable position. Last but not least, the knob arrives in the acceleration phase. In this phase, the knob should not stop by itself. As soon as the knob accelerates by its own, for the changeover process should be done. So let me say, this should be a safe click and forget mission. But there is more. I couldn't tell you all the details here in this webinar, but I just want to give you an idea what else is inside the topic haptic. Another detent configuration looks like this. We call this the saw profile. In this configuration, the maximum load is reached a bit earlier and allows a better or longer acceleration phase. This changes the switch characteristics. There are people who think that this switching behavior is more like an organic switching. We say it depends on your custom identity. And before I close this webinar, I just want to say that there is another important topic which has a strong impact to the haptical feedback. The snap effect. As I said before, during the changeover process, the rotational ring or shaft has an acceleration phase after the changeover step is exceeded. This acceleration can be adjusted in this way that the loading from the detent is exactly tuned in this way that all the energy is gone by arriving in the stable detent position. Or another possibility is that there is some energy left when the detent position is reached. If this is the case, the detent position will have a hard stop and, depending on the energy overload, combined with a click sound. What definitely not should happen is that the detent position is not reached and all energy is gone. If this is the case, the client has to turn the knob by his own into the detent position. So, let me summarize the situation. Haptic contains everything you can see, feel or hear. Be aware that the right haptic can be the tipping point. Due to the complexity, haptic must be implemented in the HMI by design to create outstanding results. So, as you can see, a lot has happened when you simply turn a ring, a knob or a shaft. We in DDM are specialists to adjust the haptic to your custom company feeling, which represents your availability to create day by day a positive switching experience when your clients act your appliance. Please do not leave it to a chance how your product feels when you use it. Contact us and take advantage of our 50 years of experience. I hope that I have been able to show you some interesting details on the topic of haptic. and would like to say thank you for taking the time to listen to me. See you soon, and I hope that your next HMI has your special company feeling, that your customers are happy day by day when they work with your solutions. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you for your attention.